Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Megan is with us. Megan is in Indianapolis. Hi, Megan. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Great. How can we help?
I'm calling because I have just put myself in a terrible financial situation, and I'm just really scared and stressed about my finances, and I don't really know where to start or how to go about tackling all of my debt.
Okay. How much do you owe?
So I have about $15,000 in credit cards. I have $32,000 in student loans. I have almost $9,000 in personal debt. And then I owe $6,000 on back taxes, a small medical debt of about $1,000, and then a vehicle for $14,000.
Okay. What do you make?
50.
Okay. How old are you?
29.
Okay. And you're single?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a pretty scary situation. I don't blame you. What are you current on? All of it or right now or what?
It's all current, but the monthly payment amount on everything is the majority of my income, it feels like. And so it just feels like I'm just paying the minimum, and then, nothing's going down, and I don't have a ton of extra income to be throwing at it. So
what do you do?
So my family owns a wedding venue, and so I run that full time.
Okay. All right. How'd you get $6,000 behind on your taxes?
So because I'm technically self-employed, I should have been setting more money aside for taxes.
You own the wedding venue?
Yes, part owner.
Okay, so you guys don't take tax. You guys don't do payroll and take taxes out.
We do for the rest of our employees, our part-time employees that we have. But my financial person told me because I'm considered the owner, I can't be on payroll.
Bull crap.
That's what
you
I
need a new
told.
financial person.
Yeah, I've been on my own payroll for 25, 27 years. I mean. Yeah, you definitely be on your own payroll for sure, and you should be. That's a good way to make sure you don't get behind on your taxes. All right, okay.
What's the car worth?
So I had my previous car paid off, and 2 days after Christmas, just a couple weeks ago, totaled my car. So it's brand new, like within this last week.
So I'm confused. Wait a minute. You totaled your car, but they gave you a check for that.
Yeah, so they gave me a $6,000 check.
Yeah, so why would you go in debt to buy a car when you're so broke you can't breathe?
You
had a $6,000 car. Why didn't you take $6,000 and go buy another $6,000 car?
Yeah, I considered that.
Yeah.
And talked to my parents about it and was worried because I have no savings. You
were driving a $6,000 car before.
Yeah.
Now suddenly a $6,000 car is not okay?
I was just concerned that it would immediately after I got it have all sorts of issues and I wouldn't have the money to fix it.
The $6,000 car you were driving didn't have all sorts of issues until you totaled it.
Right.
So that's a dumb thing to think. It's not true. Especially as broke as you are, Megan. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can't keep digging a hole and then gripe about the hole.
Is this car worth $20,000?
So I put the $6,000 towards the $20,000 car, so the mortgage is $14,000 then.
Yeah, so the car you just bought it for $20,000.
The loan is $14,000. Yeah.
Great.
So if you sold the car for $20,000, you would get a check for $6,000 after paying the loan.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and sell it.
That's going to help because you have $77,000.
You just took on more payments when you can't afford the ones you've got.
Right.
And then call me confused, thinking you're bankrupt. 4 weeks after you did that, right?
Right. Yeah.
You understand how inconsistent that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about this, Megan. You could clear 20% of your total debt just by selling this car and driving a cheaper car.
True.
$14,000 out of the 77.
Right.
That'll get you on your way.
Right.
Now making 50, let's do another job or two.
So,
get the income
how many
up.
hours a week are you working at the family business for $50,000?
It varies week by week. Right now, we're kind of in a slow season through March, but then it'll really pick back up starting in the spring through the end of the year.
All right. So you called. I'm scared, and I'm stressed, and I've been there. I know how that feels. It's not fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm stuck, and the math tells me that you are stuck.
Yeah.
That all you're doing is paying minimum payments, and you feel like a rat in a wheel. Now, how are we going to break this log jam? How are we going to break this clogged drain and get flowing again? Right. Well, there's two things. We increase our income dramatically. And so if you keep doing exactly what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting exactly what you've been getting. So if you want out of this, you're going to have to do some radical things. And you can get out of it then, okay? But you're going to have to work like a lot more than you're working and find a really strong paying side hustle that you go crazy for a short period of time. And you need to sell this car and go buy a $6,000 car.
Okay.
And then you can clear up the taxes, and then you can clear up the stupid credit cards. How long has it been since you used a credit card?
Well, probably 3 months.
Is that true?
I've been really trying not to use credit cards.
Okay. I want you to get out scissors tonight and light a candle and have a plastectomy party. Chop them all up.
Okay.
I want to get rid of any temptation to ever use them again.
Okay.
Because that would be just like going and buying this car on payments. You're going backward instead of forward.
Right.
We can't use them anymore. They have to go away. And then we're going to put you into Financial Peace University because I've been scared and I know what it's like. But let me just tell you, if you just keep coasting the way you've been coasting and taking these paths of least resistance, like this ridiculous car story, and it's ridiculous, Megan. If you keep doing that, you're going to bankrupt yourself. You've got to turn this in another direction, and that's really go crazy, increase your income, chop up the credit cards, and get this car sold and get you a $6,000 car. And unless your parents are going to pay for things, they don't get a vote anymore because their vote was stupid. And you really got to get this geared up. Hang on. We're going to get you signed up for Financial Peace University and help you with this. Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. So when I wrote the first book I ever wrote, Financial Peace, in 1994, raise your hand if you weren't born yet. Okay.
They did in the lobby.
Yeah. When I wrote that book, I proposed a concept in our seminars that we were doing in those days, and it was a different world in 1994.
Sure, yeah.
And
the 90s are back a little bit.
I proposed a concept, and I got so much. One of the first times I got just showered in hate.
Oh, I can't wait.
It was fabulous. And so the concept was this. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but they were a whole lot lower than they are today. So I'll make up some numbers that would be similar to what they probably were. I said something like, if a lady is making $30,000 a year at her job, she has 2 kids, and daycare is $1,000 a month, and she buys clothing, professional clothing, to go to that job, and she dry cleans the professional
because
clothing.
In the 90s, you were wearing suits.
To go to that job.
For a lot of places.
Well, they weren't wearing sweatpants to work in those days. Or your pajamas. And so it's a different world, like I said. And if because she was working, she didn't prepare meals from scratch at home because time and fatigue, the family would go out to eat more, and they would spend...
Not from scratch, but just meaning like home-cooked meal.
Spend more on pre-prepared things or going out to eat.
Yeah.
Because of fatigue. Ordering pizza because I'm tired and don't feel like cooking.
Or the husband is choosing not to cook. Yes,
well,
keep going.
Whatever. I'm just saying. And so 1994.
I know,
okay?
this is the 90s.
So just hang with me here. But I proposed that if you add all of these things up, making $28,000 a year, paying $1,000 a month for childcare, these other things added in, after taxes come out, and gasoline to drive to said job, and wear and tear on the car to drive to said job, when you take all of those things out, she's probably losing money working. And it might be cheaper, net, to stay home with the kids if she wants to. I didn't say she should be at home barefoot and pregnant. I did not say that. I said if she chooses to and wants to be at home. Now, people said I said a lot of things I didn't say, but that's exactly what I said. But even on the premise that she can't afford, she's not making enough to justify working.
Yes, or he's not making
expenses.
Yes.
With the expenses at that time.
Yep.
And I caught hell for suggesting that net of daycare, net of all these other expenses, she might not be making anything, as you know, because I did some math. And dad blame if I didn't get blamed for the other side of that, not that, but the other way.
Of what?
Of not understanding the cost of daycare and that you can't afford to work because of the cost of daycare. The stinking Wall Street Journal, some woman writes an article trashing me.
Recently, not in 94.
No, just the other day. Just the other day. I said on the air that women, that they can't, that daycare is ridiculous, and so you just need to shut up and go to work. I didn't say that at all. I've said quite the opposite since 1994. And if you're going to hate me for the right thing. Okay? If you're going to bitch about something Dave said, pick out something he actually said. Okay?
Okay, but I think there was a clip of you saying that's a ridiculous amount to pay for childcare. And they clipped that, not knowing the whole call.
Well, of course.
And
because it's the freaking media.
I know, but that specific...
And some idiot on TikTok.
Yes, that specific guy was paying...
He was paying like $28,000 for one kid.
Yeah.
That is dumb.
Well, average right now is $16,000.
Yes.
Okay. So depending on where you are, if you're in New York City and Manhattan, that is going to look different.
No, that guy was calling in. He was trying to put his kid in
I don't remember.
Gucci daycare.
I'm just telling. No, I don't know.
It was Gucci daycare
I don't know.
He was signing up for.
I don't know.
His upper lip was sunburned because his nose was in the air.
We don't know that.
Yes, I do.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
But I am not. I'm on quite the other side of what I got blamed for, which is what I'm upset for. I did not. I mean, all I'm talking about, that particular instance, it's like somebody calling up and going, I'm paying $46,000 a year for my child to attend a private elementary school, and I make $60,000 a year. What do you think of that? I think you're a moron. That's what I think of that. Okay? You can't do math. Your kid shouldn't be in a school that fancy. Okay? Because you're just stuck up. That's all that is. And that's what this guy was. It had nothing to do with the actual cost of daycare.
I think the thing is, it's such a hard subject because unlike 94, you fast forward to today where it is. It's like childcare. I think it's
ludicrous.
30 to almost 40% in some areas since like 2019. Like it really
it's going
is crazy.
up faster than tuition. I know that.
Yeah, for working moms and parents.
No, it's not different than 94. So the exact same thing is true. Some people now with the cost of daycare aren't making money.
That's right. I totally agree.
So I'm still saying the same thing.
Yes. No, I know.
But now I'm getting hated for saying the other thing that I didn't say.
I know, but I think too the conversation of a household income, because so many families are dual income, and a lot of families are dual income and make on average, right, like in that 60, 70 range per year.
Yep.
And then in order to pay the mortgage and have the food, I mean, like
these days, mama might be making more than daddy.
100%.
Not unusual at all.
Oh yeah, that's the other option is that the spouse who's making
dad is
more,
the one that goes home. I don't care.
Right.
That's not the point. It's a math thing is all I'm looking at.
And the problem is, though, again, people are getting to this place now because it's risen so quickly that it's
hard.
That they're having to look now at exactly what you're saying, at the options of like, oh my gosh. And I've known some moms that they're like, I got to go home. Like I have 3 kids under the age of 5. And we can't
afford it.
Literally can't afford it.
You make $40,000 a year today, and you have 3 kids under the age of 5 in daycare. You're not making money.
I know.
That's that 1994 example.
What sucks about
in $24.
Right.
$24.
I know. And there's some other ways you can look at it. I mean, you
got to find an alternative child care situation if you're going to work in that situation.
Yes. And
because you're not actually making money.
Yep.
You're working and going backward.
And what's hard is for the single mom too, who doesn't.
Oh, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, who almost doesn't even have that
But
option
here's
of
the other
looking
thing.
into it.
The 16,000 is the average nationally. This includes expensive markets,
Yes.
inexpensive markets.
Yes.
And it includes expensive daycares and inexpensive daycares. And so there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. There's a lot of ways to take care of the kids. But it is a valid thing to sit and look at it as a family and make
a
decisions.
call of the values, yes.
But people don't use, they get emotional because the issue is their children.
And you want the best for your
their brains
kids.
melt down.
Yeah.
And they quit doing math.
Because as a mom with little kids who works, you go through some of these places. You're like, I don't feel comfortable sending my kid here too,
Then
right? So
don't.
I know, but it's the idea that it's a hard subject for a lot of people.
It is hard.
It is.
The trick is to not be irrational and justify stupid numbers because you love your children. Love of your children does not make math go away. Math still will roost. It'll still come home. So we want to help you face this high cost. And if you go to RamseySolutions.com, we have a blog there called 13 Ways to Afford the High Cost of Childcare. Almost like everyone at Ramsey knows that childcare
I know
is
this one
high.
once, yes.
Just in case some of you on TikTok weren't listening, we're aware that childcare cost is high, but that does not mean that you suddenly get a pass on math. The cost of real estate in Manhattan is high, but some of you can't afford to live there because of math. It's that simple. The cost of real estate in Tokyo is high, and some of you can't afford to live there because of math. So we'll help you with this, but I'm not going to help you with denial or the system's broken, so I'm going to ignore math. No, that's not we're not going to go down that alley.
No, but there are some different ways, creative ways to kind of look at it. And one of the options is what we talked about in the last segment was maybe one parent decides to stay home, right? Like maybe it gets to a point
that's
that it's
a valid
not
option.
Yeah. So
and
here's
the interesting thing. I'll add one more thing. I said we weren't going to extend the rant, but now we are. Okay. There are parents out there right now with this thing. You and I have talked about this at length, mom guilt. If you work, you're guilty because you're not home. If you're home, you feel guilty because you're not working. Moms can't win.
Yep.
They got guilt either way. Society heaps it on them. They heap it on themselves. If I'm at work, I feel guilty because I'm not home with the kids. If I'm at home with the kids, I feel guilty because I'm not using my degree and I'm not out making money. And so you just can't get away from it. Guys don't struggle from this, by and large.
Yeah,
by and large.
the mom guilt is
a very real thing.
Yeah.
So in the midst of that statement, there are ladies who really would prefer to be at home with their children.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And have never sat down and done the math that says you should be. Mm-hmm. And so this sets you free.
Because stay-at-home
I
moms.
want to set you free if that's you.
Yes.
If you're a professional lady, Rachel's in the workplace. My other daughter works. If you're a professional lady in the workplace, we're not trying to say you should go home or you're not a good mom. Mm-hmm. We're not saying that at all. We're saying if that's your choice to be at home, but you feel like you should, that the family needs money for working, and yet you're not netting anything, this math is going to give you permission to go home.
Yes, there's a value, a dollar value for stay-at-home moms, the amount of work that they do.
No question.
For sure.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I'm kind of in a tough spot right now. I owe over $100,000. I'm kind of lost right now. I don't know if I should file bankruptcy. I just need some advice.
Wow. What do you owe $100,000 on, man?
So I'm just getting over a gambling problem. So most of it is credit cards, $80,000 in credit cards, $8,500 in student loans, and I have $11,500 on my car.
How long you been dry?
About 1 month.
Good for you. Congratulations. What kind of gambling were you doing?
Online gambling.
Yeah.
It was kind of bad.
Okay. On like poker or what?
It's a game called Lightning Dice. It's a
okay, yeah.
dice game.
Okay, cool. All right. Because we're seeing a lot of it with what you're doing, and we're seeing a lot of it with sports gambling too, sports betting. That's why I was asking. All right, so so you've gotten some help. You're in Gamblers Anonymous, and you got some good therapy going, right?
No, I'm actually not. I just went cold turkey. I just stopped.
Okay. You probably ought to have somebody walking with you, dude.
Right.
So check out GA for Gamblers Anonymous. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, but for gamblers. And check out somebody in your area that does therapy and that can be a counselor for you. I wouldn't want to work out of that by myself, and I'm a strong dude. I would have somebody walking with me if it was me, and I'm pretty disciplined. Okay, so yeah, it's good to have somebody in your corner that stays inside your brain to help you stay dry. Because sobriety is the only way you survive this. Okay, you got to stay out of it, right?
Right.
So what do you make? What's your income?
I make around 110 to 140,000 a year. It depends.
What do you do?
I drive trucks.
Okay, good for you. Okay, so you were a little bored out there running around, and that's how you got into this. That makes sense. Okay, right. And that's yet another reason you need somebody in your corner, because you're alone a lot.
Yeah, you're a single guy, no kids, no girlfriend, nothing like that.
I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
Good. Okay. She know about all this?
Yeah, she does. Good.
That's healthy. Good for you. I'm proud of you, man, for stopping it and for recognizing. So what we got to do now is go to the scorched earth, no life place where you don't get to do anything except pay this money back for a while. And you dig, the deeper you cut into your lifestyle and do nothing except pay debts, eat peanut butter and jelly, eat beans and rice, that's it. And we're not doing anything fancy. We're not going on vacations. We're going to clean up the mess. The harder you cut, the faster you get out. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
And that's a good thing because, I'm no therapist or anything like that, but typically when you have something that's been such a big part of your life and your habits, just removing it is not enough. You have to replace it with something else, right? And so now you're replacing it with this getting out of debt business. That's you working and doing all the things that Dave said. And so you're replacing one habit for another habit, which is now a healthy habit.
Right. It all started since since around Thanksgiving time. I was only $30K in debt, and then ever since Thanksgiving it shot up.
Woo!
Oh,
you fell off the cliff, yeah. Oh.
Even more reason to get in community, like Dave said, get in that Gamblers Anonymous, get with a therapist. You're going to need that.
Yeah,
anybody would.
Yeah, that's just good. That's good practice. Because what I'm trying to do is get the highest probability situation for you to win and be wealthy 10 years from now. And that obviously win means not gambling anymore. Okay, that's what win, not win at gambling, but win at life. So, that's. And then what we're going to do is we're going to list these debts, smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and we're going to attack the little one with a vengeance, like our life depends on it. Beans and rice, rice and beans, no life. We're throwing everything in the budget at the debt. When the smallest one's gone, you take the payment you used to pay there and any other money we can squeeze out of our life, and we throw it at the next one, we throw it at the next one, we throw it at the next one. And you work like a crazy man. You take every route you can take, and you just completely lean into this. So let's say you went to all the way from 140. Let's take you all the way up to 150 because you're just working all the time. Now, how fast can you get 80 making 150? Well, you got to live on 70, and you do it in 1 year.
Right.
That's why that math works. So that's the type of intensity I'm talking about. So, I mean, you need to do this in a year to 18 months because that indicates the intensity by which you're running from. You're running straight into the problem and from the thing that caused the problem, the gambling.
Right. That's right.
So yeah, that's very good. Good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Hang on.
Pulling for you.
We're gonna be rooting for you. Hang on. I'm gonna give you every dollar our premium budgeting app, and it also guides you through our baby steps, exactly what to do first, what to do second, and all the way through to wealth and all the way out of this debt. And you're going to be great, man. I'm proud of you. If you need help, call us back anytime, Jelani. We're here for you. Proud of your sobriety. Keep it up, man. Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I'm wondering if you can help me figure out how to get rid of a disease that my children have that's called brain and butt syndrome. My husband and I are retiring, and we are paying down debt, and we're within 180 days of retiring and walking away from 50 years in education, and our 25-year-old, 28-year-old, 31-year-old, and 36-year-old think that we are called the bank. And I am tired of them wanting to know if they could gladly pay me Tuesday for a hamburger today. I'm done, and I want to divorce them. How do I divorce them?
Wow.
Well, are you the bank, Darlene? Have you been saying yes when they've been asking for this stuff?
No, I am a poor little person with a bachelor's degree who've worked my hiney off for 45 years with my husband to acquire a property, and we have our goals in place. We have a retirement date. We have an IMRF pension date. We have a Social Security date. And a few of the children who seem to have the problem called Weed Man and Gambling Synonymous think that they can just keep taking money from us when I'm trying to stock it away and pay down things. And
so, Darlene, I love you, by the way. You are a gift to a talk show host, and I want to point that out. But Rachel asked you a very important question that plays into our advice. You listed the 25, 28, 31, and 36-year-old. Then there was Mr. Weed Man, and we've got a lot of things going on here. Are all four kids, who are adults, by the way, are they routinely asking you for money, and are you giving them money, yes or no?
Hey, sorry for the interruption. This is important. No one likes to think about dying, but one day your family will have to deal with everything you leave behind. So the question is, will it be easy or a total nightmare? That's where Knockbox comes in. Knockbox is a kit with 15 categories and clear instructions that give your family an organized plan, so they're not sifting through old paperwork and guessing passwords and dealing with lawyers. So leave your family memories instead of a mess. Grab your Knockbox kit today at knockbox.com/Ramsey for the best discount available. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
Are you giving them money, yes or no?
they ask for money so regular that I have the ringtone that comes through is basically doing the sound of money.
Okay.
Do you give them?
But are you giving it to them?
Thank you.
The last few weeks, I've told them, no, I'm broke. I'm so flat broke, I can't even pay attention.
What about the weeks before that? How long has this pattern been going on? Let me put it to you a different way, Darlene, because Darlene, listen to me. We're trying to help you. And you're great at the description. And you're very frustrated. And you should be frustrated. But what we're trying to get to is, I'm going to now say something and you can disagree with me. You have been giving them money for far too long for things that you shouldn't give them money for. And now you've had it. And you're at the end of your financial rope and your emotional rope. That is a true statement, correct?
It is. Okay. Very true.
So I'll be cranky guy and tell you that you can't divorce your children, although I appreciate what you're saying. But you can tell them, as you have the last 2 weeks, the gravy train is officially over. It's my fault, but you're going to have to stand strong on this because you've probably tried to do this over the years and they kept asking and you eventually gave in. And you may not have. But the point is that Rachel, she's got to say what she said, and now she puts
stick to it.
Stick to it.
Yeah, but so Darlene, I mean, a little bit of me is like, well, of course they keep asking you for money because you keep giving it to them, right? Yeah. So there's a point that they probably shouldn't. I wish they were adults on their own 2 feet. But you have been enabling the situation for years, you know? Would you agree?
Right. And I'm over being an enabler.
And you're done. I hear it.
Good for you.
I hear it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So how was saying no the last 2 weeks or so? How's that been for you?
For 2 of them, 3 of them, it's been great. For one, of course, she had a problem with a car, which we loaned her money for so that she could, and we're still waiting 3 weeks later for that money. Just like the daycare is waiting for money.
Well, you ain't going to get that money
for their daughter.
You're not going to get that money back. So,
my husband says we're burned, and
Yeah.
we're not getting any Kentucky jelly when we loan out this money, and we're over it.
what's Kentucky jelly?
KY jelly.
It's what?
Oh dear.
Yeah, if you're going in for a gynecological checkup.
Oh, my
you
gosh.
need
Okay.
Kentucky
All
jelly.
right. I got it. I was trying to move on, but I was honestly in a
yeah.
state of being stunned. Darlene, you are a gift again to live radio. Wow. Now, let me ask you this as I try to move on. I've tried so hard, James.
I think you're
Is the
doing
husband-
it. I think he's just saying no.
Is your husband in agreement with you? Like he's not going to have a problem taking a stand?
He is. He feels so burned and so disappointed in the path that we've led our children on with make do without, wear it out, or go without, because that's how they were raised.
Well,
And
good for you. So you've answered your own question. Rachel and I can't give you any tips other than you've got to make it very clear to the kids and come up with a phrase that you say. And let me tell you where I go on this kind of stuff. Because if one of them keeps coming back to you, I would have the same phrase and I would repeat it over and over again until they realize, oh, mom is actually done.
It's actually
So
done.
you come up with the phrasing, and Darlene, you're a treat. You need no help coming up with any phrasing. But I'd come up with one of your classic Darleneisms that you've dropped on us, and it's every time they ask for money, you say it that
the
way.
same thing. Yeah,
And then
consistently. Even your answer is consistent,
Everything.
not in principle, but in actual verbiage.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Darlene, every time you go, "Brrr," and they say it again, and you just keep going. And I think that they'll get the picture.
The gravy chain has left. The gravy, train has left.
I'm thinking I need to probably get one of Dave Ramsey's shirts that says, "We got food at home," because that's a lot of them. They think my husband and I live on what, $400 a month for
Jeez.
groceries.
Do they live with you?
And-
Do any of these kids live with you?
No, but we have a granddaughter who lives with us most of the time that we take care of.
Well, which
and
child's kid is that?
That's the 25-year-old. She's married to kind of the weed man, like I said.
Oh, so
And-
the 25-year-old daughter is married to Weed Man, and their daughter is living with you because they can't or won't take care of her?
Because he's
Yep.
high all the
Yep.
time.
Yep. The one quit her job working, and the dads
So-
know better because
you know what?
his habits are
I
so
feel
bad.
Yeah, I'm
genuinely
sorry.
bad for you.
I
But
hate
Darlene,
that.
I don't know what Rachel's going to say about this, so I'm gonna step out there, Darlene. But I think you got to send the grandchild back. You are actually repeating this
worst part-
process with the next generation.
Our grandchild is in the situation where if DCFS walked in and saw the slum of filth that she lives in, because she actually went to court before with her mom and her aunt and told her mom at 3.5 that
All right.
the cops
I
should go
changed my
arrest the mom.
changed my opinion because if that's what you have to do to protect the
Yeah,
child
yeah.
from going into
like-
government, I
yeah.
get that. So, you know what? That's an extreme situation, but this is it. This is it. You're going to take care of this grandchild because you have to. No one else can or will. And then it cut everybody else off.
Yeah, and Darlene, and you know what? And give yourself grace, because I'm sure there's a level of a self-critic in there of like, what did we do as parents that, ended up in this? But so
feel
give yourself
bad.
grace in it. But you guys, from a financial standpoint, like you said, you have to draw that strong boundary. And I can't wait to hear Darlene's.
I can't either. And
saying-
Darlene, keep your sense of humor. I think you've got
I
a great
know.
sense of humor. It sounds like you and your hubs are going to be okay in retirement, but now it's about you two and whatever responsibilities towards that little one. And keep your chin up, hold the line, don't give in, keep those quips coming, and just press through this thing. I'm so sorry for you, but you've got this.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by Xander Insurance. Compare rates from top term life insurance companies in seconds at Xander.com.
So I've got a quick question on if I'm too work obsessed and like obsessed about making money.
Okay. What makes you think you are?
So my girlfriend recently, we broke up, we split up, and she moved out just because I was never home. I work about probably 80 to 90 hours a week. We're both teachers to start with, but then 3 years ago, I started a lawn care company that's taken off. And now like all my time is obsessed with that. And I just, I spend so much time doing that I just have no time for really anything else.
Are you still teaching and doing lawn care?
Yes, so it works out pretty well. I teach, and then after I teach, I go and I mow like between 8 to 10 lawns a day during mowing season.
How much are you making on the lawn care business?
So lawn care last year, I did about 125K in revenue and about 90 in profit.
What'd you
And
pay
then my
yourself?
teaching salary,
90 profit.
90 profit. I'm the only employee.
Okay, I got you. So, and then how much are you making as a teacher?
So I'm making about 50 with summer school because I'll do summer school as well.
Okay, so you're working 80 hours. Why are you working 80 hours?
Just because it's between teaching and then mowing all the lawns and stuff.
I understand that that's what it takes to do all that. Why are you doing all that?
Yeah.
I only recommend term life insurance because it's simple, affordable coverage. And you should get it only from Xander Insurance because they work for you, not the insurance companies. Xander compares all the top term plans to save you money so you don't get ripped off with insurance that they market like a so-called investment. Term from Xander is the only life insurance I would get from my family. It's all I've ever bought and all I've ever recommended. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282. Why are you doing all that?
Yeah. So my goal is to try and pay off my house as quickly as possible.
Okay, how long is it going to take you doing this?
I got 135 left on the mortgage, and I'm hoping that 2 more mowing seasons, and then that'll be done with.
Okay, and when the house is paid off, what are you going to do with your work schedule?
I'm hoping to hopefully hire some employees and continue it for a few more years because I'm only 26, and then just grow it from there. So that way teaching is just way easier because I just hated having half of my teaching paycheck taken out just for my mortgage. I just hated seeing that.
Okay, so she told you repeatedly that she was not happy with you never being there. This was not a one conversation.
Yes.
So you consciously chose to continue to work knowing that she probably wasn't going to be around. You chose the goal of hard work and paying off the house over the girl.
Yes.
Was she the one?
And then, I'm sorry, what?
Was she the one?
Not if you choose lawn care over her.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
That's why we're figuring out, is he obsessed or focused? It's a fine line.
And then, yeah, just in the thing that, like, I keep, like, now that she's gone and stuff, and I'm just here in my house, like, by myself, and the one thing she said to me as she was leaving was, is it worth it just to be in this house all alone by yourself if it's paid off and everything, and if you're making all this money? And at the time, I thought maybe it was, and now I'm here and everything, and I'm just, like, going back and forth in my head about it.
Well, back to my question. I mean, is she somebody that you were thinking at the time before she walks out on you that she's the one for you?
You're going to spend your life with her.
I was thinking yes, but also our financial visions kind of aren't aligned.
Now see, this is why I asked the question. I think this is, I don't know that you're obsessed. I think you're focused.
You might be a wee bit intense.
Yes.
For paying off the house. But you do have a set goal.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, honestly, if the relationship meant a lot to you, you would have hired somebody to help you with the lawns and you'd have been home a little bit more.
That's what I was digging.
And you would have taken one more year to pay off the house. Instead of two years, you're going to do it 3 years. And you could have easily adjusted this, and you've already thought of all that. But you're just like, I'm going for it. And if you want to go for the ride, go for the ride. She's like, I'm out.
And Dave, though, but you're the perfect person for him to talk to here. I want to bring this back. He wasn't sure that she's the one because of her values on money.
Right.
And that's legit for him to have that check in his spirit, yes?
Well, I mean, but he put it to the test is what he did, and she flunked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's it. I'm
not concerned. I guess I don't have any flags here on this.
Well, the only thing that I've got off is listen, someone that's willing to pay a price to win is always going to win.
I like that person.
Okay, and so I'm aligned with you on all that, and I've done similar things to what you're doing. I did not run off my wife. Of course, this wasn't your wife, but I didn't run off my wife with hard work. On the contrary, my wife was the one who said, "Would you please go get some money?"
Exactly.
Would you get up? We don't really need to sit here and hold hands and watch someone else on television be successful.
Right.
You need to get off your butt and go get some money. We're poor.
Right.
And that's the woman I'm married to. Quite the opposite of the woman that left you. Okay. So, yeah, she's, merciless, but, okay.
Now, the flip side to this is...
We don't teach to pay off your mortgage that you're intense. We teach you're intentional.
That's right.
And that's the only thing that's
exactly.
throwing me a little bit here. But no, you're not obsessed. You have a set goal. You're willing to pay a price to hit that goal, and there is an end to it. You're not working just to be working. You didn't tell me I want to do this for the rest of my life. You said I'm doing it to this point, and then I'm going to dial back, and then I'm going to go on to the other things. And I'm a person that sets and hits goals. No, you're not obsessed, and no,
But
you're
here's
not
the
out
question.
of control.
There is another question I think he has to ask himself. So I'll leave this as your homework. If you slow down the timeline to pay the house off a little bit because you want to give it another shot with her, is that something that you feel like you could willingly do? You got to answer that. We can't answer that for you.
I don't
because
think he
you
wants
can do
another
it.
shot with her because they're not aligned financially.
Well, he sounds lonely.
Well, that doesn't mean that she's the reason.
I know, but I'm saying he could sit her down.
She might not be the solution to lonely.
I agree, but I'd sit her down one time and go, all right,
Nah.
you don't.
Nah.
Oh, see, I thought I was trying to.
No, she jumped out of the plane, pulled the chute.
That's where I started.
She
I was
bailed.
trying to soften
She
my
bailed.
stance. I'm
bailed.
with you.
She bailed. I'm not chasing her. She bailed.
I agree with that, actually.
Sorry.
I thought I was being too much of a hardliner over here.
What do I know anything about any of this? I've been married for 43 years. I haven't been on a date other than my wife
I'm 27
in 47 years. So I don't
the
know
same.
nothing.
We don't know anything
I'm
about
completely
dating.
unqualified.
Isn't that true?
In matters of dating and love.
Yeah, we're ancient.
Yeah, that's it. But it's fun. It's fun to participate. Whatever. Hey, Kyle, I think you're okay. And I think you just need to make, what I was doing is I'm always going to make clear in my mind what actually occurred. She said, we're not aligned. I don't think the goal is as important as you do.
That's right.
And
No
she
question.
left.
That's
and
right.
she left. And you said, I think this goal is more important than a girl I'm not aligned with. And so I'm going to stay on the goal. Knowing that, because
right.
you were warned.
That's right.
And you didn't change.
That's
so
exactly
you
right.
made a conscious choice, and that's an okay thing. Just say that out loud, live with it, and go. Now, is it because you're obsessed? No, it's because you're not aligned. It's because you had a goal that was really important to you, and it wasn't important to her.
And she would have been a keeper if she'd have said something along the lines of, hey, listen, I am totally for this. I see it. I believe in it. I'm all in. But
How can I
you
help?
spend a little bit more time with me?
Yeah,
can we
can-
just
can-
carve some intentional
Can we figure
time out?
this out here? And
That
how
would have
can
been a
How can I
keeper.
help? You know, that kind of thing.
That's right.
But instead, it's like, you're choosing lawnmowers over me.
Is it worth it to sit in this house alone?
You sit over there by
Paid
yourself.
for a house?
You sit over there by yourself.
Now we're into
God,
voices.
you kill me. Now we're.
What are we doing?
This has got. It's
We're like
gone.
the two old Muppets
That's
in
it.
the balcony.
Those two old men Muppets. This is awful, Ken.
Laughing at our own
This is
jokes.
bad radio. It's bad humanity.
Good news. Commercials coming up.
Good. Thank God. Something entertaining. If anyone depends on your income, you need affordable term life. Never cash value insurance. Visit Xander.com today for quotes. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Dalton is with us in Indianapolis to start this hour. Hi, Dalton. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Sure. What's up?
So about a year ago, soon after I got my first job, I invested it into an IUL due to talking to my parents' financial advisor. And since, after having kind of see some of your work, and I saw one of the videos you guys talking about it, and I kind of looked into it myself, I kind of decided I would like to get out of this. However, the problem is there's a surrender charge. So I have about I've been invested since last November, and I have about like $1,500 invested. But if I were to try, I can't transfer it into anything else. And if I try to leave it, I'd be left with $400. And the surrender charge doesn't go away until like another 10 years, and I'd have to keep investing. So I'm not sure what to do about this.
Well, it sounds like you've lost $1,100 to me.
Yeah.
And, make note that this guy screwed you.
Mm-hmm.
Putting you into this product. I mean, he put you in a product that the only way you avoid surrender charges is 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. How old are you?
20.
Good Lord.
Man, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
We file this one under stupid tax, and we've all paid our version of it. But I hate that you have to deal with this and lose that $1,100. But it's
the
not
only
worth
other,
staying.
the only other option is continue to pay them money and lose even more.
Yeah.
What are you paying
that's
into
kind of
this
what I
thing?
figured. It's $150 a month.
Whew.
What do you make?
150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. $22,000 a year.
My gosh. What do you do for a living, Dalton?
I'm a diesel technician.
Okay. All right. Well, as painful as it is, and I'm hurting with you right now, and I'm kind of angry at this character for putting you in this thing. As painful as it is, I would stop. Now, and let me just tell you, here's an interesting story. I was 22, and a guy that was in a fraternity that my wife had been the little sister to the fraternity came to our house with Northwestern Mutual, sold me a whole life policy, and I've got a finance degree. I should know better. And oddly enough, Dalton, that was a long time ago, but it was $150 a month. And when I discovered, like you have, about a year in, that I had to stop, that I'd been screwed, then I canceled it. And you know how much of my cash value I got? Zero. I lost about the same amount you're going to lose. And I was 22 years old. But that doesn't mean that I would, staying in it would have just been worse.
Yeah.
You're going to pay $1,800 this year just paying into that thing.
The bad news for Northwestern Mutual in my case is that I've gotten to tell this story now for 40 years about how they screwed me.
They've lost a lot of customers thanks to you.
It's cost them a lot more than the little bit of money they got out of me, and I've gotten almost as much satisfaction as the money they got out of me. So
it was worth it.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that opportunity, I doubt, as a diesel mechanic. You might tell some other diesel mechanics not to do business with this particular guy, but yeah. I'm sorry, Dalton, but the actual proper correct thing to do is just, if you have a hole in your pocket, sew up the hole. Don't keep putting money in it.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, but, I just want to make sure there was no other options, but,
And don't be mad at your mom and dad. They don't know any better. The financial advisor should know better. But a financial advisor that sells universal life is not a financial advisor. A financial advisor that sells universal index is an insurance agent. They're not a financial advisor.
Yeah, that's what I kind of started to learn because my parents also are invested through him, and I found out what he has them on is also another life insurance product. So I think he just,
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't really do investments. He just sells insurance.
Yeah,
he makes a lot of money on it too. Like he made as much as you lost on this deal this year.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. So.
I talk about this, Dave, in my new book, Breaking Free from Broke. I have a whole chapter on investing traps, and I took a lot of time on the permanent life insurance section because too many young people are falling for this. It's come back around.
It's come back around. It's got, the TikTok idiots have stepped up and are really hammering this stuff.
Well, they call themselves, Dave, tax-free wealth strategists. That's what they don't call themselves financial advisors anymore because it's cooler to call yourself a wealth strategist.
Here's the dumb butt part of that, okay? Tax-free wealth strategist. Now, let me tell you how you get tax-free money out of a permanent life insurance policy. Number one, you pay into it for years and years and years.
The tune
of
$150 a month.
Past this thing, he's got no cash value right now. After a year of paying in $150, just what we've been telling you for years. They keep it all. Once you get past that, you finally build up a little bit of horrible
pocket change,
piss poor returns, and you got $2,000 in there. You keep doing it for your whole stupid life, and it would be a stupid life. And you got $50,000 in there. You know how you get your $50,000 out tax free? Borrow it. Well, guess what? If you go to the bank and borrow $10,000, it's tax-free. Borrowed money never is taxed. It's dumber than hell, but it's not taxed.
It sounds cooler when you put tax-free in front of it.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, of course it's tax-free, you idiot. Not you.
Thank you.
Not you, Dalton, but Dalton, but the guy, I'm a tax-free wealth strategist. Well, of course you are. The way you get your money out, you borrow your own stupid money out of this policy, and you pay them interest. Of course it's tax-free. Borrowed money has never got taxes on it. That's dumb.
Don't poke holes in their genius strategy, Dave.
They're a bunch of genius. I'm a tax-free wealth strategist.
I have a hot take for every investing trap, Dave.
Go down to the bank and borrow $15,000. That's tax-free.
Here's what I say. I said permanent life insurance as a wealth-building tool is a legal scam peddled by insurance agents posing as financial advisors. It gives them fat commissions and locks you into a lifetime of stupid tax. Dalton is Exhibit A. And luckily he's getting out.
Exhibit A. He's B.
He's B. Dave did it before it was cool. Now it's trendy on TikTok.
That's why it still makes me mad.
Oh, my goodness.
And of course, the guy, the fraternity bro, right?
Makes it even worse.
You know how long he was in the business? About 20 minutes after he sold our policy, he was gone. Because that's 80% of those agents are out of the business in 1 year.
So much turnover.
80%.
Well, they must lose their soul in the first 3 months selling this crap.
They don't lose their soul until they sold all their family and friends.
There we go.
And then when they try to sell it to individuals who are actually using their brain instead of the relationship to make the sale, then they find out they lost their soul.
Oh.
That's what happens. And they get out of the business. They run out of steam. But the business is the industry is set up to milk your sphere of influence. So they put you in there as a greenie. They milk your sphere of influence, your natural market.
And they tell you go after your friends and young people and college students.
We're going to serve your natural market.
Oh, my gosh.
With a tax-free wealth strategy. Shoot me.
Brilliant.
Just shoot me. Create your free $every budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by Zander Insurance. Compare rates from top-term life insurance companies in seconds at Zander.com.
I recently won a nice chunk of money in the lottery.
Wow, how much did you win?
I won $3 million.
Whoa!
Yeah. Unfortunately, I, of course, didn't get anywhere near that. I got $997,000 after taxes.
Now, after taxes and lump sum, the $3 million is the total payout if you take it over 83 bazillion years. And not counting taxes, yeah. So you took it all lump sum. So you got $1 million. Way to go!
Yeah,
that's fun.
Incredible.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I was too. I just don't know what to do now. I've been meeting with a lot of different advisors, but then I'm also reading about a possible market crash, and I don't know what to do.
Okay. I hope there's a market crash right before you put this money in.
Yeah, that
because
would be nice.
Because it's going to go straight up after that. So I don't think there's going to be a market crash. In other words, let me tell you how much of my money I pulled out of the market in fear of a market crash. Precisely zero.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm steadily investing, real estate and stock market both.
Okay.
There's a boom a-coming, baby. Ride the wave. I only recommend term life insurance because it's simple, affordable coverage, and you should get it only from Zander Insurance because they work for you, not the insurance companies. Zander compares all the top term plans to save you money so you don't get ripped off with insurance that they market like a so-called investment. Term from Zander is the only life insurance I would get from my family. It's all I've ever bought and all I've ever recommended. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282. Ride the wave. All right, now here's the thing. When you're meeting with those investors, how intimidated are you?
I'm not intimidated. Well, I can't say that. I don't really understand it all.
There you go.
That's where I'm very lost at what to do.
So I've got a bunch of Gen Zs in their 20s that work here. We've got a whole bunch of digital products at Ramsey. I know nothing about it. They work for me, but they're smarter than me, and I have no idea what they're talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So I go into a room full of them the other day, and I'm like, hey, they're talking, and they're using letters and all this stuff like they're in the military. I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm like, hey, guys, just humor the old guy who writes your check. Tell me what the flip is going on in this room.
Explain like I'm 5.
Explain
please.
it till I understand it, because you work here and work for me. My name's on the building. I'm not being mean about this. I'm just really curious what it is we do in this room. So they spent about 30 minutes teaching me, and with a good spirit, and I had a good spirit of receptively listening and learning, because I really did want to know what they were doing. I'm always perpetually curious around here. And that's what you're going to do. These people work for you, these investing advisors, meaning you can fire them at a drop of a hat if they're not good at explaining, or if they make you feel insecure with their snotty approach. So you're looking for the heart of a teacher with anyone giving you advice, because your job is not to hire someone else to do this for you. Your job is to hire someone to teach you to do it for yourself.
Okay.
That way you won't lose the money.
That's my fear.
You're not going to lose it. You're going to go slow, and you're not going to put it in anything you don't understand.
Okay.
And you remember, everything that's written on the internet's true. Abraham Lincoln said that.
Yeah, that's what my friends say. If it's not on Facebook, it's not true.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, right? So stay off the internet for financial advice. All right, sit down and talk to old, seasoned people who will teach you And when you come away from the meeting, you feel two things: smarter and peaceful. If you don't have that sense in your spirit, if you don't feel more confident, smarter, and peaceful, you got the wrong people in your corner. That's what you're looking for. If you do that, you won't lose the money. Right, George?
Do you think it's better to invest it or just divide $250,000 upon banks until I feel better? So it's
I put $3 million into the stock market last week.
Okay.
25% is what stock market went up last year.
Right.
What's 25% of $3 million?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you make, Angela? What do you make from your job?
10% is 300,000, by the way.
I'm actually retired. I bring 62,000 in. I have a couple of defined benefit pension plans.
Good.
Yeah, and my husband makes about 110 a year.
Okay. So if you put $1 million in and it makes 20%, that's 200,000. If instead you put it into a savings account because you're scared and you don't learn and you make 1%, you lost $200,000.
That's a much better way of looking at it.
That's opportunity cost.
It's called opportunity cost. You missed an opportunity by not learning. So learn, get comfortable, and don't invest in the stock market or in real estate if you're wanting to do a short-term play. You want to think, I'm not going to touch this for 5 years once I put it in there.
Okay.
If you do that and then you just turn off the news, you'll be okay. But learn. You and your husband sit down with these advisors. And if you want some more to have the heart of a teacher, go to RamseySolutions.com and click on SmartVestor Pros, and find the ones in your area. Interview 2 or 3. Talk to tax people, real estate people, insurance people, until they have the heart of a teacher. If they're snotting you, they drop their glasses down on the end of their nose and they have all the answers, and you're just the stupid little people who got lucky. You have $1 million, they don't, so tell them to shut up, they're fired. If anyone depends on your income, you need affordable term life. Never cash value insurance. Visit Xander.com today for quotes. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Tina joins us in Jacksonville, Florida. Tina, what's going on?
Hey, thank you for having me on the call. So we were just starting the program, my husband and I, through a very bad series of mistakes with car trade, and now in serious negative equity. And my husband and I talked about it, and we are willing to do whatever it has to take to, we're going to sell the car. We found a dealership that's willing to buy it, but we got to cover the negative equity. So I tried to take out a signature loan through my credit union, and we were declined. So now it's like, what do I do? What's my next step? Do I try to divvy it up amongst credit cards? Do I just bite the bullet and pay off this car? Do I try and take a home equity loan? Where do I go?
Well, any option that involves moving the debt to other debt, I hate that I have to tell you this, is not going to solve your problem.
Think about it like this. You have a bullet wound in your foot. Shooting any other part of your body will not fix that bullet wound in your foot. You got
Understood.
it?
So here's the options you have that don't involve debt. Number one is you guys save up the difference that you owe and then sell it so you can cover the full amount that's owed. Or you said you got declined at that credit union. Have you tried others? Did they tell you the reason? Is it due to your credit score?
Credit score.
Okay, so your credit score is shot because of, was there delinquent payments?
No, overutilization.
Okay.
We, with our house and all of our credit, we're about $500,000 in debt.
Oh my goodness. How much consumer debt do you guys have?
Serious. I'm sorry?
How much consumer debt do you have outside of the mortgage?
We have 127 in credit card.
127 in credit cards?
Yeah, 127,000 in credit cards.
What did you put on these cards?
Stuff for the house, helping out our kids, vacations that we shouldn't have gone on.
What's the interest rate on these?
The majority of them, they vary between 12 and 18%.
What about this situation? I'm asking you this not to beat you up, but I really want to know where your psychology is. You're $500,000 in debt. The fact that you're considering trying to clean up some of your debt issues with more debt, like at what point does it stop for you?
It has to stop.
Right.
Because we want to retire in 5 years, and it's not possible.
Right.
If we don't change. And so I'm willing to, do whatever it takes.
What's your household income?
I've been listening to a couple of the shows, and Dave had said, take out a personal loan to pay off the equity, sell that car, get a beater car, lower your debt, total debt. So that's what I thought we could do, but it doesn't seem like. And I don't trust my own decisions, clearly, because if I did, I wouldn't be here.
So what is your household income?
Monthly, we bring in about $13,000.
Okay, good. And what is your total minimum payments on all of the debt that you have, the consumer debt?
Total minimum payment is monthly. I gotta go grab it. About $4,700.
Okay. Are you able to put an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on top of that to pay it off?
Oh, that's what we were going to do, starting with the smallest first.
Good.
But considering I owe almost $80,000 on this car, we thought we could get get rid of it, and that would take a huge chunk out.
How much upside down are you?
About $22,000.
And are you sure of that? Because you said the dealership said they'd buy it for this amount. Well, the dealership's going to lowball you comparatively to a private party sale.
So I haven't tried private party. The balance we owe is about $80,000, and when I go through Kelley Blue Book, it's between $55,000 and $60,000 is the value, and the car dealership is offering us $58,000 because it's a 2023 with really low miles on it.
Okay. Well, we want to get as much for this car as we can to shrink that gap. Do you guys have any money in the bank?
Just $1,000.
Okay.
Do you have anything in your home
sell?
you could sell? Yeah.
We thought about that. Like I said, we're just getting started, and we can start, selling off. And
what's the house
started
worth?
Making my list of things that I could get rid of.
I'm talking tools, guitars, motorcycles.
You guys sound like you bought some stuff with those credit cards.
Jet skis, everything.
No, nothing tangible that's worth anything more than household goods. Well, I'm at the point now I'm willing to sell my wedding set if that would get us out of debt.
What is the house worth?
The house is worth, if we go by Zillow, because I don't have the comps, but if we go by Zillow, it's worth about $424,000.
And what do you owe on the mortgage?
$273,000.
Okay. And what was your total consumer debt load? I had cut you off. What's the total of all the consumer debt combined?
Of everything is, not including the house,
$233,000.
$233,000.
Okay. This might be...
That includes the car and student loans and credit cards.
This might be one of those situations where you make the ultimate sacrifice of selling the house. You'll clear about $150,000, maybe $130,000 after fees, and that gets you down to $100,000 in debt.
But also,
which can get you out of this.
$20,000 of that, you sell that car, and that knocks off another $80,000 off the total.
And what happens then is you're going to have to rent for a while. It may be a long time.
How old are you?
At least you can get out of this.
I'm 59.
Okay. When my mom went back to school, she got her tenured professor job at the age of 57. She just retired in her mid-70s. That's not May. That's 100% what you're looking at, okay? You're going to have to go find a job, and y'all are just going to have to work and scratch and claw, consider selling the house. Even if it's just, let's sprint and get this $20,000 to get rid of this car. Let's just do that. Let's go ahead and list it private sale just to see what happens too. There's something. The fact that a dealership would offer you more than Kelley Blue Book doesn't register with me, but I don't know enough about the car or anything like that. It doesn't sound right, but maybe. And then you and your husband have to decide, are we going to get 1, 2, or 3 or 4 jobs? Do we want this? No. I don't see a picture where we all retire in 5 years. I just don't. And so I think the quicker you can grieve that and say we wanted this to be the case, but it's not going to be. Let's shoot for 75 instead of 65. Then it's gonna give you a little gas in the tank. And y'all just gotta knock this thing out like item by item by item. It will not be how you drew it up, and you have to commit to taking debt off the table. It can never be an option for you, ever.
Agreed.
I'm so sorry.
Agreed.
I'm sorry you got to learn this lesson this way, Tina.
We're going to send you Financial Peace University. It sounds like you're new to our gang. We're going to send it to you. We're going to send you for a year the premium version of Every Dollar. It's going to help you and your husband get aligned to do something y'all have never done before, which is make a budget and make money decisions together.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Up next, we've got Bill in New Haven, Connecticut. Bill, how's it going?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
My wife and I are in a very difficult situation. I'm 71. I'll be 72 next month. My wife is 66. She teaches at a private school. We moved from a state where the salaries are considerably lower than they are here in Connecticut, and the cost of living is not a whole lot different. And this past summer, in the heat of the summer for Connecticut, our air conditioning went out completely, and it's going to cost us almost $14,500 to get a new furnace and everything to replace the one that went out, and it's going to. They have a state program here. I can finance. It'll be almost be about a $175 a month for 10 years. Additionally, my wife took out a parent loan for our daughter to go to college. I was adamantly opposed to it, but her philosophy is she's my baby and I love her, so I'm going to do it. And due to being in forbearance twice, once due to getting sick and having to take off work during the school year in the other state, and then moving up here to Connecticut, she went into forbearance each of those 2 times. And what that means is that you don't have to make a payment, but the interest accrues. Mm-hmm. As a result, she still owes over $100,000 on that. Our daughter went to a private school in New York. And it's like I've been fighting a losing battle financially all these years. And I'm 71 now. I'll be 72 next month. And I have to go back to work. Mm-hmm. I took an early retirement a few years ago, but all I'm getting is a small Social Security check because my salaries were always low. I have a small Army Reserve retirement. Thank goodness I stayed in that for over 20 years. And then I have a very, very small state retirement from our most recent state. I worked for the state retirement system for a few years.
So
and,
what is the household income add up to right now?
Our total income, our AGI is less than 100,000.
Okay,
including everything. And my wife is 66, and she would like to start receiving Social Security when she can get the maximum dollar amount, and I would like her to do that too. But she's talking about starting to receive Social Security as soon as she can, which I believe is about another 6 months or so, something like that. And it would be considerably less. and she teaches at a private school now. She's happy there. The salaries at private schools are very low, but she says at her age, if she were to get a Connecticut teaching certificate, nobody would hire her because who wants a 66-year-old woman?
I don't buy that one.
Well, that's what she says, and plus she loves where she is now. She was in a miserable teaching situation in the previous state. That's why she went on sick leave, because the superintendent drove her to that, to make a long story short. And then we moved up here. And so due to those two situations is why she went on the forbearance, because we did not have any money coming in to make the payments. Now I'm looking at going back to work, whether it's full-time or part-time, preferably full-time, because like I said, I need the money.
Well, how much do you guys have that's liquid? Liquid
Pardon?
cash?
Oh, nothing. We have bills up to our eyeballs.
You have more debt than the Parent Plus loans and this 14.5 HVAC?
Yes.
What else?
Yes. Credit cards, of course. And it's about $70,000.
Goodness gracious.
Yes, I know. It's horrifying, and I'm.
Is your wife concerned about this, or is it just you?
Absolutely. Yes, both of us are concerned.
And what other debt?
Well, the house.
What's left on the mortgage?
Oh, gee. Probably about 200 and something thousand.
Okay.
What's the house worth?
I don't know. We're not sure about that. It's about.
What'd you buy it for?
I'm trying to remember. We bought it for $300,000 and something.
Okay.
Now, like I said, I'm looking at going back to work, and I know that some of the places I've come across mention in their ads that they offer 401ks. Some mention that they offer 401ks with a match. Some do not mention a 401k at all. Now, my understanding is that you have to begin withdrawing from a 401k at a certain age. And I'm wondering if at my age, would I even be allowed to put money into a 401k? And if I did, what would I do? Put the money in the 401k and get the employer's match, and then start withdrawing the 401k?
Well, truthfully, Bill,
bills?
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we got a ways to go before we would even begin investing. So we wouldn't recommend you do any investing until you clean up this mess.
Even with the employer match.
Even with the employer match. You guys are so underwater on payments, you don't have a dime to invest.
You're exactly right.
So we need to clean up this debt. And so I'm going to start with the smallest balance to largest. I'm going to try to. Can your daughter make the payment on these student loans?
She won't do it.
Why?
She says it's the parent's responsibility to pay for the child's education. I paid for all of my education.
Who taught her that? Mom?
How did you guess?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, okay, so, Bill, here's the reality.
You've been catered to her whole life.
Well, this is as much a marital problem as much as financial. You've got some resentment towards your spouse.
Yeah, you got a marriage issue, and George and I can't solve the marriage issue. Unfortunately, the marriage issue has created a mountain of money issues, and Bill, look, here's the bottom line. We teach the baby steps for a reason, whether you're 71, 51, or 31. And right now, what you have to do is $1,000 as an emergency fund. And unfortunately, you had a massive emergency in the form of an HVAC system. You got to take care of that, George. That's a tough situation. You can't use credit cards to do that. But you guys are going to have to scramble and work, and it's time for you and Mom to have a conversation with the daughter, and it's time for her to grow up. That's going to be a difficult conversation. If your wife is as concerned as you said she is, then it's time for her to have some hard conversations. This is a mess.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at $200,000 outside of the mortgage that you guys owe if you're taking on these Parent Plus loans while making $90,000. and you're already almost 72, Bill. And so we've got to make some big decisions. You got to go make $25 an hour at least, 40 hours a week to help, but you need your wife on the same page first. You're not going to make any progress when you're trying to do this on your own, and you need to have that hard conversation with your daughter and say, listen, Mom and Dad are broke, and unless you want to be taking care of us for the next 20 years, we need to clean up our mess, and you need to clean up these student loans. But again, the legal responsibility is on you guys, which is the worst part about these Parent Plus loans, Ken. High interest rates, forbearance, the kid doesn't pay, it's on the parents, and Thanksgiving dinner's real awkward. Bill, I'm so sorry you're going through this, man. I hope that you can clean this up and one day retire again, but this time the right way, with some dignity, with some peace, with some patience, and with a pile of money.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I have a little bit of a situation happening right now where I have started a company with a co-founder 3.5 years ago. And from day one, we've had some disagreements, but throughout those disagreements, we've always been able to come to a compromise, and we were both very hardworking. Mm-hmm. Over the period of time, the company has grown to 12 employees with a shop in New York and everything that you could possibly need to do a beautiful paint job on your home.
Nice.
I have worked tirelessly for the past 3.5 years to build the business to what it is today and what it's cash flowing at today. Now, these disagreements between my co-founder and I have come to a point where a lot of trust is lost. He's started other businesses within the same shop, taking resources from my business. While simultaneously, anything from, putting wrong things at the paint store on other accounts, X, Y, and Z, sketchy checks that
fraud
were cashed in his other bank account.
Fraud.
Wow.
Of six, we're talking $6,000.
That's stealing.
So he's stealing he's stealing from you. Yes, that's what that's called. It's called theft and fraud.
I'm going to be hiring a very good lawyer.
Good.
During this process, along with a forensic accountant.
Perfect.
And I've had a ton of advice from people that have run businesses and done this type of thing. Now, moving forward here, it came to a point 2 weeks ago, where he had handed me an operating agreement because I had never fully signed into an operating agreement with him. And 50-50 since day one. And I was going to get an operating agreement drafted up and make sure that it's legit.
But you never did.
Which I never did. Now, he had gone to an attorney without including me in the conversation, and he had drafted out a good 20-page operating agreement stating every last thing in the company. He was pressuring me to sign it one day while I was at the office. He's like, you have to sign this. You have to get it done quick. And I go, no. I am reading this. This thing front to back.
And what'd you find?
So he basically, 10 pages deep within the document, he hid a clause in there where it basically assigned him as the executive manager and put me as just a member of the company.
So
how can we help?
We see that he's duplicitous. We see he's a nefarious fellow, but you didn't sign it. Great. So what can we do for you today?
Now, today, I am selling my shares. I'm getting everything together and making sure that it's right. I did get him to agree to pay out fair market value on my portion of the company.
Are you selling it to him?
Been determined. I am selling it to him.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Based on a fair market value of what my company is worth.
So what will you get?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I have
Hold on. Stop. You got to do this in the right order. if you're hiring an attorney and a forensic accountant, wait till all that smoke clears before you accept an offer.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know how much money's been going out the back door, and you don't know what money is your business money that's used to buy other equipment for his business. You don't know how much he's taken out loans in the business's name to buy. Like, you have no idea how bad this is.
And my accountant is working on this as we speak, gathering together all of the information.
Listen, you've done the right things. Tell us what we can do for you today.
So once I get this money, which should be anywhere from, I want to say, $300,000 to $600,000. What is going to be the? It is a gap because he's going low. I'm going a little high.
Again, to John's point, you don't even know what you're basing it off of, and that's the hard part. So we can spitball with you and say, well, if it's $300, maybe do this, and if it's $600, maybe do that. But we are literally speculating.
You'll have to do a net present value on the company. You'll have to depreciate all of the stuff you have inside. You'll have to take the building that you've bought. I mean, it's just going to be a nightmare untangling this. And by the way, the attorneys and the accountants, God bless them, have a vested interest in going through every receipt because they get paid every 6 minutes, right? And so if you and him can shake hands on something or get, it's kind of like a real estate person for businesses to come in and do a net present value assessment and give you if you want to do that. But man, he's going to offer you something ridiculous. You're going to make up something ridiculous, but y'all going to have no numbers to actually base this off of. But somebody needs to come in and do an evaluation of your company, and y'all need to agree probably in some sort of settlement, some sort of like agreement. We're both agreeing that this is the person. Yeah. And that person will do an assessment.
We are hiring an assessor on Sunday. We're all going to meet together and determine the assessor to assess the business's value.
Great. So let's pivot off of that, because I think you're doing all the right things. Let's pivot to your question, which is, what would you do with the money after selling your business? Right? That's the real question here.
What am I going to do with my life?
Oh, your life. Okay. Let's get to that.
My life.
You tell me. What do you want to do?
Do you want to open another painting business? You know how to run it.
Absolutely
then do
not.
That. Oh.
It is a nightmare running a business.
No, it's awesome. You just had a bad partner.
For me.
But okay, so you don't want to do that. What do you want to do?
I want to ski, and I want to paint luxury houses by myself out in a mountain town somewhere, and I want to invest my money smart in a smart manner.
That
you know what else
I want? Hallmark movie to me.
I want $1 million, and I want a new Gibson Firebird, and actually an old new Gibson Firebird, and I want to go to space.
But wait, no, wait. I'm not going to be as facetious as John, because I actually don't think what you're saying is
it's not
a
far
pipe
off.
dream.
No,
I think that you were doing something on a very grand scale, and you're like, hey, I just need to back it down a little bit. I don't need a business with 12 employees. I just need me. I'll go out and paint. I can make enough of a living for me to sustain my lifestyle, and if I can do that in an area that I love, someplace where there's mountains, I can ski in the winter, that would be great, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
That is what you're hearing. And before that as well, I'm so burnt out. I am so drained from this entire thing and the litigation that's about to happen. I'm going to take my ATV, put it in the back of my truck, and travel the entire United States, coast to coast, visiting all of my friends and locations that I wanted to.
Well, now we're getting into John's world.
Why?
Is that a smart idea?
No.
Is that like...
No. That's your version of like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Like, why?
Well, do you have a bunch of money? Tell us what kind of money you have, because that could inform some of this.
Whatever you think you're going to go home with. Here's what's going to happen. You've already done the math on $600,000. Right. And if you get an offer for $450,000, you haven't taken out taxes, you haven't taken out attorney's fees, you haven't taken out assessor fees, you haven't taken out tax fees, you haven't taken out any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And if you get an offer for $450,000, which might be a super fair offer, you're going to feel like this partner just took $150,000 from you because you just made up a number. And so, dude, don't go visit your friends, take 2 weeks off. That's all fine and good. But bro, You can't cash out of life. And by the way, it's your right to be tired on the front end of this. It's fine. Just get through it and make good choices on the way through.
Yeah. Beware spending money before you get it. Beware.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.